In the past 15 months, I made over $500,000 selling digital products on Instagram. I spent $0 on paid advertising and done it all organically, which means majority of that was profit. In this video, I'm gonna reveal everything step by step. And this is something that I could easily charge $10,000 for. But today I'm going to share everything I've done over the past 15 months, starting from step 1. I started with no audience, no product, and no idea how to make this work. And the reason I decided to release this training is because I got this comment on one of my YouTube videos. This is a good overview of how to grow a social media page. However, it lacks information about content creation and digital product creation, which is essential for delivering results. This comment made me realize that I need to create something that encompasses everything in one place. Starting from how to pick your niche, grow your audience, create a product, market, and sell it. It's full tutorial designed to take you from complete zero to building a 6-figure per year one-person business. Throughout this video, I will share multiple free resources that you can only find in my paid programs. So make sure to stick with me if you want to get those for free. With that being said, all I ask in return from you is to drop a like on this video and let's get started. So this is you. You have all these different interests, ideas, hobbies, skills, experiences, just have no idea where to get started, right? No idea how to, start making money, monetize this. You kind of end up doing nothing. And doing nothing is never a good decision. And I know this because this was me for years. After you break off that, you can start seeing numbers like this. And these numbers, they are possible. I was able to achieve these numbers myself, and I'm going to show you the entire journey. I can't really lay down exact steps for you, but what I can do is to show you everything step by step, what I did. So you can, put yourself into my shoes based on your given situation that you are in and think of, all right, what is the best vehicle for me right now? And this is going to make more sense when I start showing you this. Okay. So back in 2022, December, I was doing freelance content creation for other personal brands. As you can see, this is me editing a video for one of my clients. And this is the email actually I found that I was using to get clients. But this is how much I was charging, by the way, back then for the short form editing. And this is how my life and business looked like. So the vehicle was creating content for personal brands. My skills at the time was viral content creation, web design, and editing. And the income was $2,000 per month. So what I do recommend you guys to do right now, before I go any further, is to analyze where you are in the life right now. And to simply do that, you don't need to overwhelm yourself and to overthink this. Just write down the skills and experiences that you currently have. All right. This is going to be very important because you're going to be leveraging that. And if you are, over 16 years old and you're watching this, heck, even 14 years old, most likely you have skills, experiences that you collected in your time as a human, right? So write them down. These could be simple things or complex things like coding, whatever. This is what we're going to leverage. So I found myself in 2022 with all these skills that I have, and my vehicle was creating content for personal brands. However, this vehicle is not scalable. It wasn't really scalable, and I, was stuck at $2,000 per month, and I was working like crazy. But this is something that you have to do sometimes. This could be considered a 9-to-5 job, right? This was my 9-to-5 job, and maybe some of you watching this are in that position right now, which is totally fine. That's why I just want you to do a live audit and see what skills that you have. The decision I made that back then was to start creating content for myself instead of creating all this content for personal brands. I started creating content for myself. I could have made content about how to create websites, how to edit videos, how to, go viral on Instagram. But I chose to create content that was trending at a time. And it was, these dark aesthetic videos combined together into motivational kind of theme. The reason I picked this type of content style because I had an edge. I knew how to create it because I was creating it for my clients. So I used what I have. I played my cards, right? Play your cards. In 2023, January, I already grew to 50,000 followers. So as you can see, the decision I made in December turned into 50,000 followers a month later, right? It's crazy. But the reason this happened is because I leveraged the trends on Instagram. I didn't waste my time creating something that is not proven to go viral. And I started with what works. I started going viral and I launched my first digital product, which was Dark Aesthetic Preset. I started getting a lot of DMs from people on Instagram saying, hey, how do you edit your videos? How do you make them look dark aesthetic? This is how my first product idea was created. So let's say, you are in fitness, you start creating content, your content goes viral, people start asking you, yo, how do you make these meals? How do you make these high protein meals? You can make an ebook on that, right? Create something that people already asking you in the DMs when you start going viral. But that's for the second chapter, which I'm going to show you. 207 sales, that's not true because Gumroad tracks all the free product downloads as sales. It was, I would say, like 10 sales maybe for about, $23 for the preset. Let's say 12 sales, something like that. I don't remember, but I made only $223. And back at the time, I was still freelancing and creating content for other people. But essentially, these reels got me there, right? 5.4 million views, 1.5 million views, and my page started growing like crazy. And then we're moving into February. As you can see, the decision I made started slowly compounding. And in February, I actually launched, upgraded my digital product to what is now known Instagram Creator Course. That was just the first version of it, and it had only 5 lessons inside. So I taken the feedback all the people asked me, and they started asking me more about how do you create these types of videos? Not only how do you color grade them, but how do you create those videos, right? How do you edit them? How do you find ideas? And this is what the course provided. Showed how I find my content ideas and how I edit them. And that's it. And all I did to monetize is I sold this course, this mini program for, I think, $47. And then I also had inside the program, I also had an affiliate with Adobe. I don't know how much money I made from that, but from the program itself, I made $571 that month. I kept doing this. I still kept freelancing, right? I still kept freelancing. And by the way, this is something that, how do you craft your niche? You essentially start with the lowest hanging fruit of what you know and what you understand, right? If you combine everything that you have at this given moment and you turn it into your own niche, you turn yourself into something, that's authentic to you. It's very important that you start with something that you already have experience in and slight edge. That way you're going to grow the fastest. So if you are fit, use that. I used my editing skills to combine with viral aesthetic content that was popping at the time. And that's what got me edge. That's what got me started. And these videos were, new, fresh, and that's how I got started. But, I could have done the same thing, but just adding fitness element to it as well. And that would make me into a unique niche. By the way, again, the research, everything else is just waiting for you in the next chapter of this video. So don't worry about it. I'm going to show you how to do that. But then we came to the June and July. And what I decided to do in June is I decided to upgrade my entire sales funnel for my digital product. I remember the concept of reciprocity. And the more you give away to your audience, the more you get in return back. So I decided to completely not focus about, selling. I just created a free course, which provided a ton of value, right? A ton of value that you could not even get in some paid courses. So I created a free course, and that free course essentially created and had an upsell for the paid course, right? Something even better. And what I did is I only promoted free course and sent all the traffic to the free course, which blew up my email list. I think throughout the summer, I grew to 20, 30,000 emails. And as you can see, in June, July, in those 2 months, I made $10,000 in total in sales from digital product. So that mostly was from this course. And also I got a biggest paying client because of the personal brand that I built. So people started reaching out to me and saying, yo, we're going to pay you a lot of money if you can edit content for us. So this was the client I got for $5,700. This is the stuff that I built out throughout June and July. I only added one thing that changed my digital product business a lot, and that was a free product. And that is something that you can take away from this video, is that if you already have a paid product, create a free version of it, make it really good, give away a lot of stuff for free, and your sales will literally double. And as you can see, in December, I literally had no idea what I'm doing. And by June and July, I already have something pretty cool for myself going on. Still nothing crazy, but Then the August came around and I decided, all right, so instead of selling my product on Gumroad, I need to create my own website. I need to have my own website, which has a different payment processor so I can save money on fees and overall look more professional. So I created my own website, which had like a nice homepage, and I started selling my product for more, implemented a sales funnel, which looked much better, and started selling my product for more. As you can see, started getting some sales. I started going all in on my personal brand digital product. I kept working with one client that you see that I got for $5,700, but I completely shut down getting other clients and said no to everybody else and increased my prices for that. So if anybody wanted to work with me, I would literally say, yo, $20,000. That's it. I'm not working with you. I'm just focusing on my program and my digital product. Because in that digital product, essentially, I taught the same things I'd done for my clients. I taught how to edit. I taught how to, create content, find viral content ideas. And by the way, guys, this entire PDF is available for you to download in the first link in this video description. But I would highly recommend you to finish watching this entire tutorial so you can see, how I find content ideas, create content, go viral, create digital products, stuff like that. Now, moving on to September, December, right? This is where things started to pick up like crazy, guys. So this is my new content style. I started creating new content style, and this is the views I started getting. And what I did differently to reach these numbers, so I started hitting, $6,000 days, $5,000 days. From September to December, I probably made $250,000, $250,000 just in those Q4 months, right? And Q4, by the way, if you don't know, it's the last season of the year. And this is where the most sales are being made because there's Black Friday, stuff like that. People buy more, essentially. What I did, actually, it's a good exercise for me to see what I did back then, is I promoted my product once per week. I focused only on putting out content and marketing and building my email list. So what I did, each of my reels has some sort of promotion for my free product. And then every week, to all those emails that I gather throughout the week, I promote a paid product. And I'm going to show you how that's done. And I'm going to reveal my entire promotional strategy I use right now and I used back then. But this is how my September, December looked like. And it was crazy. So to recap all of this, the way you pick your niche, we go back here, right? The way you pick your niche is first you do a live audit and see what skills and experiences you have at this current moment. Then what I would do, honestly, is I would look at the trends on social media, on Instagram. What content is working right now, right? And then think of how can I combine those skills and experiences that I have with the content that is working right now to start creating my own content similar way so I can get the fastest growth possible and move on from there, right? Don't look at what has been working a year ago, 2 years ago. Don't look at, the creators that you follow and who have already 2 million followers. Look at the new creators that are popping off with a new styles of content. Look what is being relevant. Combine the skills and experiences that you have. This is the lowest hanging fruit, and create that your own style content, right? And after that, you start doing that, the product ideas, monetization is gonna come. Trust me, I had no idea how I'm gonna monetize, and I figured it out. And you're gonna figure it out because I'm gonna give you the blueprint to do that. In this training, I want to give you as much practical knowledge as possible. So let's say your brand structure and your overall niche is gonna be based around fitness. You find yourself that you are pretty fit, you were going to the gym, you got yourself in a good shape. So you want to talk about fitness, you want to share your journey, and you want to build your brand around fitness. Remember, if you pick to start with specific niche, that doesn't mean that you can't start talking about something else moving forward, right? Now, in a minute, I'm gonna show you how to find the best content ideas specifically for a fitness niche, but keep in mind that you can apply these techniques I'm gonna show you in any other niche. So it doesn't matter if you're SMMA expert, Shopify expert, mindset coach, meditation coach, or anything else. As long as you have experience in something and you are a few steps ahead of an average person, you can get started. And we start with Instagram because it's the best platform to get started. It allows you to gain massive reach much faster, and unlike TikTok, having an audience on Instagram is much more valuable because you can literally monetize your Instagram audience on the platform itself. You don't need to send that audience to another platform so you can monetize it there. For example, Tom is a content creator who primarily used Instagram to grow his business to 7 figures. That is the power of Instagram. Just having an audience on that platform itself is more than enough if you do it correctly. Personally, I had months where I made over $60,000 profit just with Instagram alone, employing promotional strategies that I'm gonna share with you in this training. All right, so we know that our niche is fitness, and that is the core element and core messaging of our brand. Now, this is gonna be our plan of attack for the next 30 days. Step 1, organize your brand for content. This doesn't have to take you long. Just have a nice looking bio, profile picture, and that's it, right? So we can get started with the content as fast as possible. Also, another common question I get is that, should I start posting on my old account or create a new account? My honest recommendation is always just to post on an old account, but unless you accumulated a lot of followers that you feel that they're not going to be inactive, let's say you have over 20,000, 15,000 followers and you feel like they're not active that much, maybe then it's a good idea to start a new page and start posting on that. But use that page that you have, that old page, to at least promote your new page to kickstart it, because it's going to be much faster that way. Step 2, find 10 content ideas for the next 2 weeks. The reason for that is because we want them to be fresh. So now I'm going to grab my phone. I'm going to show you how to find content ideas. All right, so let's say you gained a lot of muscle, right? You started as a skinny guy, as a skinny girl, and you gained a lot of muscle. So now you want to, create a piece of content around you gaining a lot of muscle, but you don't know how to package that content. That is the reason we want to find ideas that are, about that content in that similar topic. So what I'm going to write is that I'm going to write in muscle gain. This is where we're going to find content ideas, right? So I'm going to click on this reel, right? And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this personal brand page. And this is going to be the start, right? This is the first research phase. In this research phase, what you're going to do is you're going to engage with that content. You want to engage with some videos and you want to leave some comments when you have that page, branded without any content ideas and anything, right? You just want to engage with some of his content, some of the content that you're going to be posting yourself, and leave some comments. That's going to prime the algorithm to show you more similar content ideas, right? So looking at this page, I can see the views, right? And we can already see what is working, what is not working, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the best performing pieces of content, I'm gonna put it into some sort of Google Sheet or Notion template. So for example, this one, I would literally take this one, I would take this one, I would take this one. I would take 5 to 6 pieces of content from the past 60 days that performed really well. Now, when you are in a fitness space, the time frame of the viral content, it's not that relevant because the content ideas quite literally are based around value, so they're always gonna work. But the first piece of content I would remake if I were in this niche and if I had a story to tell around gaining muscle is this. That would be it. And I would literally make the same content, the same style, right? So what you would do is you would, download this video on your computer, and where he puts, his own images, and you would, first things first, I'm going to show you how to do that, but you would put it in your editing software. You would cut places where, the scene switches, something new is added, and you would fill it up with your own images. You would use the same audio, the same hook, and everything else. I'm going to show you how to do that, right? So that's for the fitness niche. If you are in the real estate niche, you would type in real estate, right? And the content gonna show up here. Let's see here. You would go to the personal brand page and you would look for the reels that perform the best for them. And you would remake those reels. But first things first, find content ideas and compile them in some sort of Excel or sheet file, because the step 3 is going to be start creating your first piece of content, right? So what I'm going to do, so I can show you how to create that first piece of content, find content idea for myself, because quite frankly, I can't really create an idea around fitness. I don't have enough footage for that, and I'm not in a fitness niche, but I am in my own niche. So I'm going to show you how I find content ideas for myself and how I make them, okay? So let's go to my profile and let's see what performed really well for me in the past, couple of months. And let's see if I can find something from here. Quick tip for you, all of you guys, as you prime your algorithm the way I showed you by liking and commenting under your niche / subject ideas, what's going to happen is when you click on this reel tab, they're going to show you more and more content like that. So what you can do is also use this tab to find more ideas by just going here, scrolling and seeing what is being recommended. And as you see things that are being recommended, right, you can clearly see what is the metrics. And if you see that the metrics are great, that means it's also a good idea. And you can also find similar content creators in that niche as well. So this would be a good idea for fitness, for example, as well. Another pro tip, guys, is that you don't need to look for ideas in your own niche. Sometimes stuff like this could apply to any niche, right? So look, this video is performing really well. So what you could do if you are in a fitness niche, instead of saying the best times for caffeine, you would say the best times to train, right? And you would remake this video the same style, right? Just changing the subject. That is a very, very good way to create original ideas in your own niche by just looking outside of your niche. That is just a pro tip for you guys. All right, so by having a look, I can see that this video performed really well for me in the past. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make the same style video. I'm gonna show you how I prepare everything for it, and how I essentially use that idea to make it a little bit different. As you can see, it has a lot of sends, a lot of shares, and Instagram, by the way, it's very important metric for Instagram. It's the most important metric, the shares per impression, right? The more sends you can get on the video, the better it's gonna perform. Even Instagram CEO said that. So I always look at shares, always look at how many shares that video has. Sometimes videos go viral without having that many shares. Usually they are optimized for saves, but shares is the most important metric. So what I'm gonna do is now I'm gonna go over my computer. I'm gonna show you how I take this idea and make it into a new idea, essentially using the same hook, everything the same, but changing some things that are gonna make that video look new and fresh.
All right, guys, so when we have our idea, the first thing I like to do is whenever I have an idea for the video is first things first, I'm gonna download that video on my computer, right? So I'm gonna go and grab the URL, and I would go to download Instagram Reels. And I would use any of these tools that allows you to download the Instagram Reel. And that's it, right? We have our Reel on the computer, which is going to be essential for us. Another thing is I just use my Notes tab. Doesn't matter if you're using, a Windows computer, you can definitely use Notes in the Notepad of it, right? For me, I just use Notes. And what I would do is I would write out all the caption used for the video. So I would write out all the things that is going to be used on the video visual, right? So again, remember how I showed you how to find content ideas for a fitness niche. You would do the same thing for that reel as well. You just write out all the text is going to be on the video itself. Now, when it comes down to the caption, this caption is optimized to sell, right? This is the thing that I'm going to show you in the next chapters, how to use ManyChat automation to kind of like send automated messages on Instagram when somebody comments a specific keyword. So if you go on the comments, you're going to find that there are some people commenting elevate, right? There's not a lot, but there's going to be some people like, yeah, this one writing elevate. And I prompted this idea for them to write elevate, and in return to get invitation to join my paid program, right? But in this case, I'm not going to use this caption. I'm not going to prompt this reel to sell anything. And when you get started with Instagram, you don't really need to do that, right? You don't have that much of an audience, so you don't even need to promote like your product. You most likely don't even have a product, and I'm gonna show you how to create a product moving on in this tutorial. But now I'm gonna keep my caption itself for this reel simple, right? So I'm just gonna write 2 dots. I'm gonna write my caption. I'm gonna prepare my caption for this reel, and I'm gonna write something simple as money is useless until it's used, and that's it. So this would be my caption, and then the audio I would use on this reel would be the same. So I'll write audio, and I would literally just copy this URL and paste it here. So I would have the audio to use for that reel, right? That's all we need for the structure for our reel. Now I'm going to show you how to edit it, right? So we already have the video on our computer. I just downloaded it. I'm going to open my editing software, which is in this case is going to be Adobe Premiere Pro. So I'm going to do that in a minute. So I just opened my Adobe software. This is the template I use. As you can see, I have some footage already here. Most of the time what I do is whenever I finish creating some sort of reel, I just save the project so I can have the video files on like the same software. So whenever I open the template, there are video files already used in the other reels. So I can just reuse them, recycle those files. So first things first, I'm gonna just drag and drop the reel I just downloaded that we're gonna use as an example. So I'm dropping it into the software. And what I'm gonna do, first things first, remember what I said about cutting the certain places where like a scene switches, a new image is being added. So I'm gonna meticulously do that. So if we go here, we can see that there is a cut right here. The scene switches right here. So I'm gonna I'm gonna zoom in even more and gonna click the letter C, which on Adobe Premiere Pro essentially opens this tool to cut it. I'm gonna cut it here, and I know that this is the place where I'm gonna need to switch my scene. I'm gonna take some sort of different footage this time. I'm not gonna use the same footage. So I'm gonna have a look first here, and this is the footage I'm gonna take, drop it here. Let's see. Expand it. So first it goes like this, and this is the place where I need to switch a scene. So I'm gonna drag it till the end and see what I can add here. Maybe like that. I think I'm just gonna change it that way. Drag it here. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So now what we're gonna need is to add that text that you saw on that reel. And the way we're gonna add that captions, those texts, usually what I like to do, sometimes I use Instagram app itself because it has pretty good fonts. So in this case, I'm going to use Instagram app itself to add that before downloading. I'm going to open my phone and I'm going to show you everything step by step, right? So now we're going to need to export this. And by the way, this footage already has a color grading applied to it, right? And all the color grading presets I share with you guys in my private program, Instagram Creator Course. The link is going to be down below this video. So if you want more editing tutorials like this, if you want me to show you how I find content ideas from scratch, that program has a bunch of different live sessions of me doing that. So yeah, if you're interested in that, the link is down below this video. But now we're gonna export this clip. So to export it, we're gonna click a letter O on our keyboard and gonna click the letter I, and we're gonna just drag it till the start right here. I'm gonna drag it till the end. So we have selected the actual footage we want to export, and we're gonna go to export settings right here. And in the export settings, I'm gonna show you what I have myself in the export settings, but I have my preset, but my preset essentially looks like this. So we click more, and I'm gonna show you how it's created, right? So you can just select the same export settings as I go here. As you can see, it says export at the highest render quality and so on. It's pretty simple. Render at maximum depth, just like that. And I'm gonna click export. I'm gonna transfer the clip to my phone. Now, if you don't have a MacBook and iPhone setup and you can't use iDrop, you can literally just put it in a WeTransfer and send yourself a link, or put it in the Google Drive and re-download it on your phone. Never just send it, through Facebook Messenger or Instagram DMs, because the quality is not gonna be that great. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna iDrop this clip to my phone real quick, and I'm gonna show you the next steps on the phone before uploading it.
All right, guys, so this is a pro tip for all of you. In case you don't have a way to transfer, the caption and the audio link and everything else to your phone from your computer, maybe you don't have a notes syncing in. What you can do is you can just simply send an email to yourself. The way I did it, the way I'm showing you here. So I have entire email sent to myself. I have the video reel sent to my phone and ready to upload. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna click on audio link right here. Right, it takes me to that original video. I'm gonna click this audio at the right bottom right here, and I'm gonna click use audio, and I'm gonna select the video right here, right? Gonna click next. Don't worry about the quality in this view. When you upload it, it looks much better, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add that text I just showed you. So we know that all of that different, texts, hooks appear on the screen after that first cut. So I'm gonna go to the email, I'm gonna copy this. It's not about the money. That's the first thing I'm gonna copy. Go back to Instagram. I'm gonna show you the font I select. So I'm gonna paste it here. And this is the font. This is the last font from the list on Instagram, right? It's, in my opinion, the best looking font. I'm gonna make it a little bit shorter. And remember that in the last video, in the video example, the actual hook is in the middle. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna place the hook in the exact same spot, right? I'm gonna leave it here. I'm gonna slowly start adding these other things and selecting the timestamp for it. I'm gonna show you how to do that in a minute. So I'm gonna click copy, I'm gonna click text and add this one. I think it was somewhere here, place it here. And I'm gonna add all of these one by one, and then we're gonna select the timestamp from where these things appear, just like in the last example video. Again, guys, it's very important when you're making some sort of viral video idea that you make it, you don't change the core elements of it, so you keep the main structure. All you can do to improve it is adding your own spin. So, instead of saying taking care of your health, you would say something else, right? You would add your own subjects into this. This applies if you're in fitness niche, if you're a real estate niche, Shopify niche, you always want to add something on top, or just to improve that video, right? Just to make that video better. So I'm gonna get back to you after I finish adding all of these different elements into this reel, these captions, and yeah, go from there. All right, guys, I'm finished adding all of these. And now what we need to do, because everything is all over the place, is to select the different timestamps from where all of these appear on the screen. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna click on this one, and it's gonna take us to an editor, right? And the places where they appear is literally here when the cut is introduced, right? So this is the cut place. So this is where they need to appear on the screen, only from this place. So we're gonna go and do this. Select it and drag it, just like that, for all of these different captions. So they only gonna appear at a given moment. As you can see right here, it goes like this, and boom, just like that. Again, guys, not always I edit these captions on Instagram editor itself. Sometimes I just have it done on my computer using fonts like Made Mirage, Montserrat, mostly these two fonts. Made Mirage and Montserrat, these two are my favorite. But sometimes I use this font, and this font is something that I don't know how it's how I can use this on my computer, so I just add it on my Instagram editing app itself. And after I've done that, I click this button, and all it's left for me to do is just to add a caption for the video itself. And just copy, click here, and paste it here. And then we can click share the video, and that's it. Also, we can edit the cover by going here, selecting how we want our cover to look like, or we can add a custom cover here and click publish or share, right? And that's it. So guys, this is how you get started. Do your research, recreate those videos, and repeat the cycle 20 to 30 times. As long as you're executing on this correctly, doing proper content research, selecting great content ideas, you're gonna go viral. One of those videos is simply gonna hit the algorithm, your reach is going to skyrocket, and you're gonna start getting followers. And as this happens, we're gonna move to the third phase where we're gonna create a lead magnet and start building our email list. The reason we want to do that is because we want to deplatform our audience. We actually want to own our audience, right? It's very important to build your email list. This is something on which you have the full control and you can rely on that. Having a social media following is great, but ultimately you are at the mercy of the algorithm. Therefore, building your own email list is crucial. And right now I'm gonna show you how to do that. This is essentially what we need to create a lead magnet. You're either gonna be using platform like Gumroad to create a lead magnet or Kajabi. So personally, if you're gonna be creating some sort of free product that is a template, a preset, Gumroad is the best one, the best tool to do that. It's free. Now, Kajabi is more so for video courses, right? So if you create a video course that is a free product and you want to host it, Kajabi is hands down the best tool to do that, right? And if you want to try out Kajabi for absolutely free for 30 days, I left a link in the video description. I use Kajabi myself, and in a minute, I'm going to show you how to use both of these platforms to set up your free product. I'm going to be honest with you. The best lead magnet is a free course and free community, right? Yes, you can give away free ebooks. Yes, you can give away templates. People don't use them. Let's be honest. If you get something for free that is like a free ebook, people like to, watch stuff. They like to consume videos right now. People don't like to read that much. So in my opinion, and I'm going to show you what worked for me the best, free course and free community is the best lead magnet. Why? With course, you can give a lot of information in a fastest way possible, and you can really build that trust with your audience. And also, you are going to be building an asset because you have free community that people go to when they join the free course, right? They're going to land to your free community. And inside the free community, essentially, it's like an email list, another email list that you're building because people signing up for your free course, you're building that email list at the same time. And you're also building your free community. My best performing lead magnet is Viral Reels Secrets. The decision I made in July or June, remember I showed you before at the start of the video, to make this course, this free course made me, over $300,000 just because I made this course. This course directly upsells another paid program. It also built crazy amount of, it got 50,000 people in my email list in the past year. And it also made $2,000, even though it's a free course, right? When you set up on Gumroad, people are actually available, they can pay as much as they want, even though the price is $0. Some people still paid for that, which is crazy. And thank you so much for that. As you can see, it's a $0 product. It got 3,442 ratings in total and 5 stars. And people are really, really enjoying it, Amazing and beneficial product. I was shocked by the value. So one thing I want to point out in this is that even if it's a free product, you still want to make it superior. You still want to put in your time into making it really great. So as you start growing that audience on Instagram, the way I showed you before, by creating that content and everything else, and your audience starts growing, you have to think to yourself, all right, so what is something that these people are going to really benefit from, and how can I make it so good and give it away for absolutely free, at the same time building, my list, my community, and building crazy amounts of trust with my audience. Don't want to sell it yet, right? You don't want to sell anything. Just want to build out a pipeline of leads coming into your funnel, signing up, getting those emails, etc. So I can't emphasize enough on how important it is to take your time to build something great. And in my opinion, free course is the best thing you can build. But now let me go over to Gumroad, show you how to set up a free product on Gumroad. Then let me go over to Kajabi, show you how to set up a free course on Kajabi. And then I'm going to show you how to set up an automated email campaign to be sent out to each subscriber on both of these platforms. It's very important. I'm going to show you what to write in that email campaign so your email open rate is going to be higher moving forward. So if we want to create a free product on Gumroad, what we're going to do is we're going to go to products, right here. First, we're gonna create a Gumroad account, but that's obvious. And then we're gonna go over, click new product right here. And you're gonna select the name for the product. So let's say it's a testing product, right? I'm just gonna select the name. I'm gonna select the price for 0 because it's a free product. Select the digital product right there and go to customize. And this is where we write the product description, right? Description, we're gonna write the description for the product. If you're gonna be using Gumroad to create templates, my honest advice would be just to look how other people design their descriptions for their own free products, for example, digital product playbook, and kind of do something similar, right? This is where you sign like a URL. So this is where people are gonna be able to insert a URL and go to that free product. Then this is where you add a cover, which is this thing, the thumbnail, which is essentially this thing, this image, product info. You don't really need to write that much here because it's a free product anyways. You go to the pricing and you can select suggested amount to be higher. So people can actually, they're going to be prompted to donate you more when they're going to be donating if they want to, right? It's still free, but you can see here, it shows up as a suggested amount. And yeah, that's honestly it. But if you want to be sending people to our Discord server, also invite customers to our Discord server and connect Discord. This is how you're going to be building that free community that I showed you before, right? And then if we go to content right here, this is where we need to add access to your free product. So if it's a Notion template, you would add a button. For example, you would add insert button and you would add URL to that Notion template and click here. For example, you right click here and then URL to that Notion template, add a button, and that's it. People can click the button and access it right away. And once you have everything done, you click publish and continue, right? So now I'm going to show you one really important thing you need to do after you publish that free product on Gumroad. So people going to receive the welcome email from you after they get that free product. So what you would do is you would go to workflows, you click new workflow right here. You name your workflow, for example, testing workflow, but in your case could be your product name workflow, right? The trigger going to be purchase. Do not select this. And we would select the product right here. Has bought, for example, in my case, I would just select anything, right? Daily journal. In your case, it would be that free product. And that's it, right? And we click save and continue. And we click create email. Subject would be, I'm going to just use an example that I have. So subject would be your prompts, in my case, right? In your case would be if your free product is a fitness tracker, your fitness tracker. This is the email script I use, right? And I'm gonna leave the script, by the way, to you in the PDF file that I'm giving away for you. It's gonna be down below in the video description. This is entire PDF with this email script inside and everything else inside. And one thing that you can do is you can add some sort of gift, something even more to them. So for example, you have a fitness tracker and you have a weight loss tracker or something like that. And you would add that weight loss tracker as a gift, a Notion template, for example, right? So you can build even more trust and you can prompt them to do this. You would add a gift here, a link to the appreciation gift here, and you would say more exciting gifts on the way in the coming weeks. To ensure you don't miss out on any of them, follow these steps. And these steps are very important. If once they do these things, you're going to be able to get much higher open rates, right? Because people going to add you as a contact on Gmail. They're going to send a quick reply and they're going to make sure to look regularly for your promotion tab to see if the emails end up here. So you're going to essentially knock down all the boxes to make sure you have the highest open rate possible. Again, guys, this entire script is left for you in the PDF file that you can download under this video. One thing is you want to select 0 hours after purchase. You want this email to be sent out right away after the purchase, right? So that's that for Gumroad. That's how you set it up, and you just click save changes and publish, right? And then essentially this email campaign is gonna be active. And when somebody gets that free product, they automatically gonna get this welcome email. And that's it. Now, moving on to Kajabi, right? Again, Kajabi is the best platform to create a video course as a free product. So if you're going to be creating a video course, which I highly recommend to do that, because this is the best free product that you can create, I would recommend to use Kajabi because you can host videos there. On Gumroad, you can't really host video courses. You're going to need to send people to a different platform, which is going to create complexities. So again, you can try out Kajabi for absolutely free for 30 days, host your video course here, see if you like it, and then decide if you want to keep it, right? The link is down in the description to try it out for absolutely free. But as we go to Kajabi, as we create an account, we click Get Started. We go to Products, All Products, and click Get Started. And this is where we can create our course, right? This is where we click Get Started right here. We select the title for the course, brief description. So this is just going to be testing course. Click next. We select primary colors, accent colors, thumbnail. We don't do that right now in this video because it totally depends on the type of course you have, but we select a free course, right? We don't have a paid course yet. We select free course right here. And then the page appears that looks like this. So this is going to be your course modules. This is the modules, and this is the content inside the modules, right? So most likely for the free course, you're only going to have one module or two modules. So first module is welcome module. Second module is entire course lessons, right? To name your module, you click expand, you click edit module, and you would add a name to your module. So for example, welcome module, right? That would be your welcome module. And the second one would be the actual program module. Program module, right? This is where you're going to place the entire lessons in there, right? So you would just click this collapse button. You would delete what is not necessary here, right? And you would add, your own stuff. To add videos in Kajabi, you would select edit lesson right here. You click the title, for example, welcome, watch this first, remove this. And you add video and pick a file and upload your video, then click publish right here and click save, just like that. Then go back here, you have published. And in program modules, you would do exactly the same thing and you would add lessons one by one, right? You would add a lesson on whatever that your course is, right? Once we have that ready, we want to set up the same email that we set up on Gumroad. So once somebody gets your free course offer, we want the email to be sent. So to do that, we're going to go to offers right here. We are going to go and click here, testing course. It's a free offer, right? It's published. And we're going to go down below here and we want to select a post-purchase email and custom email. And this is where we add the subject, the same way I showed you here on Gumroad, and the email content. Do that and click save. And that's it. When somebody, gets this thing from us, which looks like this right now, is just a free course. When somebody signs up for free right here and gets access, they automatically gonna get a welcome email. Now, to edit your checkout, you just go click edit checkout and you can, edit stuff like changing colors, adding a logo. So that's that on Kajabi, guys. If you want me to make an in-depth tutorial on how I kind of created my own course on Kajabi with all the customizations, let me know in the comments down below. But I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to figure out yourself because it's pretty easy and intuitive to use. Honestly, when I created my Kajabi account and when I transferred my entire course to Kajabi, it took me about a day to figure out everything out and to host my course on Kajabi. Because before that, I was hosting my courses on other platforms and I transferred everything to Kajabi within a day. So it's pretty easy, intuitive to use. And you can try it out again for 30 days for absolutely free. The link is going to be down in this video description. Key things to remember is that don't forget to set up those welcome emails after you create a free product, either on Gumroad or on Kajabi, right? So again, on Kajabi, you would go here to an offer, details, go down below and click custom email, select that subject, select an email content, and you're going to click save. And another cool thing that you can set up on Kajabi is automations. So you would add automation here. And when offer is purchased, right, when somebody gets your free product, then you would tag them, add a tag. And you can select the tag and type in here. So fitness tracker or free fitness course. So essentially, these people are going to have a tag attached to them when they join, and you're gonna know that these people joined your free fitness course, right? Again, guys, if you want me to make a full in-depth tutorial on Kajabi, let me know. I'm gonna do that for you. All right, so by this point, we already started our brand on social media and we set up our freebie to grow our email list. Now we need to drive traffic to that freebie, start building our list, and providing value to our audience. And the main reason I emphasized of actually building a good free product and avoiding cheap things like free ebooks is because we're gonna build a much stronger connection with our audience. Our email open rates is gonna be higher. And when we're gonna launch the paid product, which I'm gonna show you how to do, we're gonna get much more conversions, much more sales that way. All right, guys, so what we're going to need. First things first, we're gonna need the software called ManyChat. Then, of course, we're going to need to have our own brand on Instagram. And then lastly, we're going to need to have our freebie. These two things you most likely already have. And now we're going to need this software. This software is going to allow us to automatically send invitations to our freebie. And with the strategy I'm going to show you in a minute, it's going to make much more sense. But first, I'm going to show you how to set up a ManyChat software to be automatically sending those DMs, right? I'm going to show you my entire backend of my ManyChat software and how to set it up, right? So first things first, I left a link for you to sign up for ManyChat. It's going to be down below in this video description in the resources section. And once you click, it's going to take you to the website that looks like this. So you need to click get started and you need to create your account. Also, for this to work, you need to have your Instagram page connected with your Facebook page. So you need to have Facebook page first and also connect your Instagram page with your Facebook page. You click get started and you sign up and you create your account. I already have my account created, as you can see right here. And once you have the account created, right, you would go to automation right here and you click new automation, right? You create a new automation. You would click new automation and you would install this first, convert your Instagram comments into sales automation. You click setup template, got it right here. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna select this and we're gonna add a new trigger. User comments under your post or reel and we add a new trigger and we're gonna select user sends a message, okay? We're gonna select the text specific words in message. And this is the place where we're gonna add a keyword. So you know when on the stories you would say reply with W, for example, just W, this one, and you're gonna get X in return. So this is the place where we need to add that keyword, right? We're gonna click create and we're gonna do the same thing on our reel, right? And we're gonna go to our reels. And for example, you know, when somebody comments the keyword then, right? And that's it. Click continue. I would avoid having public replies. Public replies is a feature where somebody comments the keyword and you also not only send them an invitation, but you also reply like under their comment saying, yo, I just sent you a link. This could trigger Instagram to, you know, give you a warning of too much activity. So I would click no, and I would not have these. Once we have all these triggers selected, now we need to set up our Instagram like automated invite, right? What we're gonna send to them when they leave that keyword under our reel or reply to our stories with a specific keyword and what we send them back, right? So I'm gonna show you the template I use right now on one of my reels, right? One of my automations right here. If we go to, for example, Viral Reel Secrets flow, right? This is the flow I use to send out a free Viral Reel Secrets product to my audience, right? So whenever somebody comments, for example, skill, action, create, brand, viral growth, you can have much more keywords. And I would recommend you as you go to add on more keywords to your automation. But this is the actual message I've write. And by the way, this message is also going to be left down for you in the PDF file. Okay. So there's going to be the link in the video description for you to get that PDF file that I'm showing you across all this tutorial. And you can use that message, right? So this is the message I would write. Hey, first name, because you can select the first name right here. If you click edit automation, and I would recommend you to have that because you're going to have variety in your messages. So to select the first name, you would go here and click this, and it allows you to add an like a personalized code which they're gonna send the message automatically with their first name if they have the first name on Instagram. Claim your course below. Once you received it, please leave a 5-star review. It only takes a few seconds and makes a lot. Enjoy. I would not add this anymore. I would just make it as simple as possible. And I would write, hey, claim your course below, or hey, claim your preset below, claim your template below, whatever your free product is. And here in the button section, you would just go and click here, and you would add a link to your freebie right here in the website URL. And button title, you can make anything that you want. Claim here, join here, grab it here, whatever. You click done. Once you have all of that customized, right, and you have your message and everything, you would just go and click a button that is, for example, here, let me show you. You would click set live, and it automatically gonna make this thing live. So whenever somebody right now comments a specific keyword that you selected, or sends you a specific message that you selected, this automation gonna automatically send them an invite to that freebie, right? And that's it. And you have all of that selected. And as I said, I left you an example for invite message in the PDF file. So once we have that set up, once we have our ManyChat set up with automation, once we have Instagram, freebie, everything set up, the plan moving forward is going to be that we're gonna promote our freebie 1 to 2 times on stories per week and 5 to 7 reels per week, including carousels. And these doesn't have to include a promotion every time. I'm gonna show you how to structure them. But now moving on to the stories. Guys, here is my best performing story promotion structures, right? This is something that you can use in any niche, right? You can use the same way I structure these stories in any niche that you want, but this has essentially generated me the most leads. This story, I think, got 50,000 views, story views, and got me about 2,000 DMs or even more. I don't remember, but my DMs was flooded. This one as well. So you can use this, for example, in a fitness niche. So you would say, sorry, I'm deleting this soon. This is legit formula to grow 20 pounds of extra muscle in the next month. Reply with muscle to receive access to this brand new free training right away. Only available for the first 77 people. I tested it, and whenever I don't have scarcity, like it's only available for X amount of people, I usually get less responses. So it's just a game of marketing. If you want to get more responses, if you want to get more leads into your funnel, adding this urgency and scarcity is very important. But with that said, these are the examples that you're going to find in the PDF file, and feel free to use the way I structured these examples for your own niche that you are in and for your own freebie that you're going to create. Important, only put out the promo story when you have no active stories on your profile, and do not overdo it, right? So keep it to 1-2 times of promotions per week, and only put out the promotion when you have no active story. So when your story expires on Instagram and few hours passes by, you have no active stories, only then put this out. You're gonna get much more views, okay? Now, when it comes down to the best performing reel promotion structures, here's a few things I gotta say, right? Some reels are just created and structured in a way designed for comments, right? So for example, this reel right here, stop posting your stories until you've done this. Let me just show you right now how this reel looks like as an example, and then tell you why it's designed to get more comments. So let me just show you the example.
Stop posting your stories until you've done this. Go to ChatGPT and use this prompt. Create 2 Instagram story ideas every day for 7 days. One designed to establish trust and connection, and another to sell my products and services. Make each relevant to each day of the week. I am a fitness coach focusing on helping busy professionals lose extra weight and stay in shape. My target clients are people who work in corporate settings and don't have time to track all their calories. They can only work out 4 times per week with a maximum of 1 hour per session. Make the story ideas very simple and quick to create. Make them very specific for my target audience. Do this in a table format. The columns should be day, ideas, instructions, visuals, hook, supporting text. And take a look at these excellent and straightforward ideas you can implement to increase sales in a non-salesy way. Comment the word training for this prompt and access to a free 10-lesson course.
So as you can see, this reel is literally designed to get comments, right? It presents a problem at the beginning with a hook, right? And then shows the solution and then tells people, look, if you want to get the solution faster, just comment the keyword and I'm going to send you that solution in a package, right? This got me 4,000 comments, as you can see. This generated a lot of comments. What I got to say with Reels is that if you're going to be using Reels to generate leads with this strategy, only use this strategy for Reels like this, when you actually implement a call to action in the actual reel. Because if you just leave them just randomly in your caption, not a lot of people gonna read that and not a lot of people gonna leave comments. I've tested it, and when reels are, completely not related to what you have in the caption, and then you have, comment, keyword, you're not gonna generate a lot of comments that way. And I would avoid having that. Only use this strategy for the reels that are designed to generate these comments. And this type of reel structure where there's a hook, the problem, and the solution to the problem is to comment a specific keyword to get that solution. Usually these work the best. So only use that for this. In your regular reels, avoid even having this CTA in the caption, like comment, or even with these reels, you don't even need to have this CTA in the caption, but this is how I structured it. Because most people like visual stuff. So when they hear, comment a specific keyword, they don't care what you've wrote in the caption that much. People don't really read captions that much anymore. They're just gonna comment because they hear this in the actual reel. And for your other reels, just don't do that. You don't need to do that in your reels. You don't need to have every single reel with caption, like CTA, to leave a comment, right? There is for example, there is a regular, but still includes CTA, right? So this reel goes like this. I gained 30,000 followers from one reel, and I would say I left a hook for you in the caption, right? So people are prompted to read the caption, right? They are incentivized to read the actual caption. And what's going to happen as they read the caption, they're going to see a call to action saying, yo, comment info and I'll send you an invite to join our thriving community of 3,000 creators, right? So in this type of scenario, it's good to implement the call to action in the caption, because you are incentivizing your viewers to read that caption, right? So that's how you use this strategy in Reels. But my honest advice would be to drop this type of reel 1-2 times per week, and keep your other reels just regular, designed for, virality and maximum reach, providing value to your audience, etc. Use stories more than anything else for this. Stories work the best. But there's another thing that works really well for this, and that is carousels. People forget that there's carousels on Instagram, right? And I'm going to show you how this works. As you can see, this carousel got 740 comments, and all because I implemented one strategy. So important, use carousels for variety once you have over 10,000 followers. Always use audio to be featured in the Reels tab. So when you're uploading the carousel, make sure you select an audio for the carousel. That way you're going to be able to be pushed out to the Reels tab, okay? So, and it's also important to start using carousels only after you have over 10,000 followers, because that way you're going to get instant engagement. To grow 10,000 followers, only use Reels. Don't even think about carousels. But once you have some audience, over 10,000 followers, you can start using carousels. So look how I structured this carousel. The intro, best investments to make in your 20s and 30s, right? So for example, the way to do this is you can take your most viral reels and turn them into carousels. So let's say you were in a fitness niche and you would say best trainings, best exercises to grow your legs, right? And you have had that reel go viral, right? What you could do is you can take that reel and turn it into a carousel, and you would just add all those different trainings in each image. I always recommend to have carousels that have 10 different posts, like maximize the carousel, so people gonna be incentivized to stay longer and slide longer, right? look how I structured it. I would say, tech equipment, expanding your network, quality car, traveling experiences, gym membership, clothing and appearances, your health knowledge, and then you would go into actual CTA, high income skill, common mastery to get started. And by the end, you would add a CTA for a comment, right? And then you would have your automation and ManyChat set it up, right? By the end, you would say comment X to get my free legs growth exercise blueprint or something like that, right? You get the point. You would add a CTA for your freebie by the end of this carousel.
All right, so this is your next plan of attack after 30 days of content. You can actually implement this strategy from day one and start building your list when you're just starting out. But to be honest, if you're just starting out, if you've never done this before, I actually recommend you to get your feet wet first. And then as your brand starts growing, slowly implement this freebie strategy and start building your list, deplatforming your audience, and building trust with them. And then we can start moving to the next stage where things gonna get a little bit more interesting and exciting. All right, by this point, your brand is growing on social media, you're building your email list, and gaining massive trust with your audience. In just few short months, you built yourself a foundation that can generate multiple 6 or even 7 figures per year. Congratulations. Now, I'm gonna give you a system that I use to never run out of content ideas, my content schedule, and the entire growth flywheel system you can implement to your brand. So I understand that majority of you are gonna be starting from scratch. And at this point, your main focus is to get to the 10,000 followers as fast as possible. And to do that, you need to do Reels, right? You need to focus on Reels, and just to create Reels the way I showed you. You do the same content research strategy, you focus on viral Reels, so you grow that first initial audience. But once you reach that 10,000 followers, now you can start focusing on maintaining that audience, but also focusing on growth. And the best way I found to do that is to focus 80% of the time on what worked for you and on virality, and 20% of the time creating content for the audience that you have to maintain them. So in my experience, the best way to do that is to post Reels 80% of the time, and carousels 20% of the time. Reels are designed, to reach that new audience, to go viral and to keep growing, while carousels are gonna be designed to serve your audience because they're mostly gonna be pushed out to your followers. Instagram algorithm first pushes carousels out more so to your followers than anything else. The carousels, if you use audio, and I highly recommend to use audio on carousels, they're also going to be pushed out to the algorithm and to the Reels tab even. I have some carousels that generated me a ton of followers, but in the first week even, they are only being pushed out to your followers most of the time. So this is how you would structure things when you already have some audience, like 10,000 followers. You only post Reels for majority of the time to gain new audience, but you also serve your audience with valuable carousels, providing value to them. And the best way to do that is, again, to take viral Reels that went viral for you and generated you that audience that you got, and remake those Reels into carousels. This is a key strategy. And once you reach, 10,000 followers, by now you have data. You already know what is working the best for your brand, what has worked for you. And these ideas that worked for you the best are gonna be like a core stone ideas that you can use and replicate over and over again. And you're gonna see that with majority of big personal brands. It's not that they always come up with new content ideas. That would be really unsustainable. Once a specific idea, hits and goes viral, you can make multiple different variations of that idea and keep growing. So let me show you in real time what I actually mean by this, how to kind of like take your winning ideas and create 20 ideas out of that one winning idea. Realize one thing, that whenever one of your Reels goes viral, this is just an indication from the market saying you, hey, create more content like this. So Ching Wei, one of my program members from Instagram Creator Course, actually got my page audit. I think when he joined the program, in a few weeks in, he asked for the page audit. I audited this page. I gave him some ideas. This is one of the things I provide inside a program. And he started creating a little bit different content. He leveled up his content research, and one of his Reels went viral. I don't remember which one. I think this one, strength, speed, stability, and power, right? Where he literally showed
in 4 different settings. Exercises for strength. For one setting is for speed, another one for stability and power. Now, this type of reel, first of all, it's gonna be generating a lot of saves. A lot of people want to save this and watch this later on because it provides value for people who are, exercising in the gym, etc. Another thing, it's gonna generate a lot of shares because people want to share this with their, gym friends, with people that they exercise with, or with somebody that they know is going to the gym and they're gonna share this. So this reel is a perfect example of viral reel. What happened is that this reel went viral for him. Now he literally have 20 different reel ideas using this one reel idea that went viral for him. And he started implementing that. As you can see, the next one he posted, which was a slight iteration of the same reel, it went even more crazy, right? 5.5 million views. So what happened in this one, he just added a different footage with different exercises, and he leveled up the value. Strength, get stronger. Power, get more explosive. Stability for balance and coordination. And then he added hypertrophy, build muscles, right? So he changed the power. And literally now using this idea, he can create 20 more ideas by just simply switching the ways he represents this. Instead of strength, adding power first and then adding strength here, just creating different variations of this reel. And what I always recommend is once you have this type of reel in the tank, once you have kind of like a viral idea in the tank, keep it in the tank and use it, whenever you feel like you don't have any ideas, just use that idea, right? So you can drop this every week, right? You can drop this idea once per week. And some people think, oh no, I'm gonna exhaust my audience. They already saw this. Trust me, that's not the case. Unless you're posting the same reel over and over again each day. If you're just posting it once per week, that is good time frame to post your winning ideas. Most of the people that are gonna see this reel, remember, reels are optimized to reach new audiences. They're not really optimized to reach your current followers. Carousels are more so designed for that. So by knowing all of this, you can literally take that one winning idea and keep remaking it every week. The same goes for this one. What every athlete should work on. He can literally take this winning idea, and I think he started doing this, and he can just create different variations of this by adding new exercises in this, right? So that's just one thing. And pro tip, to maximize growth, keep creating different versions of your most viral videos and spend 20% of the time testing new content. That is the strategy I teach in the program. That is the strategy I teach to all my students. And that is the strategy I apply myself in my own personal brand. Because look, one of my reels went viral. I think this one, it was 4 months ago or something like that. Then I created 3 different iterations of that one reel, right? It's the same idea. And look how they perform. They all perform really well. Some of them even perform better than the original first version. What I can do is I can keep creating that same reel with new visuals and changing something in that reel. The same thing goes for this one. 6.2 million views on this one. First time trying the new idea, doing it again with different footage. I just kept doing the same idea with new visuals, new different footage, creating new variations of that winning idea. Make more of what works for you. Keep experimenting to generate new ideas, right? You want to experiment to generate new ideas in the tank. Most of the time, use the tank you have. And as you grow, you gain more data on what works and what doesn't, okay? Another example, program member Jake, right? He got my audit, and before the page audit, his page looked like this. He was getting not a lot of views, right? After the audit, and back then he had, I think, 100 followers when he submitted his page for an audit. After my audit, a month after my audit, he literally grew 23,000 followers. And his page started growing like crazy, generating millions of views on his reels. And this is what he wrote in our community. Thank you so much, Creator Caro, and to the community. We reached 20K. My next step now is monetization. And that is the beauty of going viral once. You only need to go viral once.
Use your data and 80% of the time remake what has already worked for you, or if you find some sort of viral content idea, make that. And then test new content ideas 20% of the time, as well as post carousels to maintain your current audience. And when you're testing those new ideas,
Also make sure those ideas are similar to what already worked for you. Do not be afraid to experiment, but don't, just create something completely random, right? You have to find a balance between that. As you're doing this, don't forget to keep promoting your freebie with that promotional schedule I showed you before, using stories, using reels, and keep growing your email list. You only need to go viral once. Once you do that, you literally get enough feedback so you can create multiple viral videos moving forward. Once you go viral with that one idea, you can literally take that one idea and keep going viral and just keep this momentum going. So if you're feeling stuck and if you feel like you can't crack that viral video and you would like to get my help like Jake and thousands of other creators, including personal page audits, private community, and over 150 lessons about growing and making money on Instagram, check out the first link in the description for the Instagram Creator course. And now let's get back into the tutorial. All right, so by this point, you've grown your email list by promoting your freebie extensively, your page is likely growing and you're getting a good amount of content impressions per month. You have everything that you need to introduce a paid product and finally start making money from your audience. It's very important that you do not rush this process. Take it step by step and do not miss any steps so you're gonna build a much stronger foundation. All right, so let's say you launched a free product about weight loss with a free Discord community for that product users, right? So when they get your free product, they can join that free Discord community. So what would be the next best paid product you can launch? Well, what you can do is you can spend months developing a course and then sell it. And this is a mistake, right? You can do that, but most likely it's not going to work that well. So you really don't want to spend, a lot of time building a paid product. And in my opinion, there are two options you can do, right? You can either launch a MVP yourself, which is minimal viable product, which is something very minimal that could get results for your customers very fast, right? In that case, it would be one-on-one coaching. So you have, your warm audience in your freebie, in your free community. Those people, some of them, they want more information from you. And the best way to give that guidance, give that information is through one-on-one coaching. Okay, I'm gonna show you how to set it up. The second option for you would be to kind of align a paid product with your free product by looking at the market and becoming an affiliate for some sort of paid product, right? So let's say your freebie is about weight loss. You would go to platforms like, ClickBank, Digistore24, and see what are the top selling digital products in your space, and you become an affiliate and you promote that. That is another version of MVP. That way you can see if it's selling and slowly develop your own paid product. And that is the way to kind of like monetize without building a product yourself, but you're not going to control any of your customer experience and you're not going to have a high profit margins because essentially you're going to send traffic to somebody else and you're going to share that revenue, right? All right, guys, creating a paid product. Okay. So first of all, let me tell you what, in my opinion, is the best paid product as a first paid product for you. So in my opinion, it's not really smart to, once you have your freebie, once you're generating and building your email list, to go out there and spend months creating like a course, because you don't really know what your audience wants. So in my opinion, the best way actually to launch your first paid product, and the actual model for paid product would be launch a one-on-one coaching offer with access to a premium community on Discord, right? So you would launch something that has like so minimal stuff in there to get results, but because you don't want to spend months building it before you sell it. You want to first sell it, see if there's a demand for it, and then you can build upon that. So what we're gonna need for that is we're gonna need a software called Calendly. It's totally free software. We're gonna need our email list, right? You already have the email list as you started building. We're gonna need Kajabi to host some of the lessons, but we don't need, to host entire course. We just start with few lessons, and then the private community and the one-on-one coaching aspect is where the most value is gonna be. And Discord or School, right? So this is where you're gonna host your paid community. So these are the things we're gonna need. So the plan would be simple. Again, launch a one-on-one coaching offer with access to premium community on Discord. On Discord, you would have a separate chat accessible only to paid members with roles. So you would have, as you have your free product with free community on Discord, for example, you would have this whole thing on one place, but you would have a separate channel which can only be joined by paid program members, right? And you would give specific role to a member who is paid member, and they only join the paid role server, right? Additionally, have a testimonials channel where people can post their achievements, which will act as a sales funnel for your paid offer, right? Very important. Have this thing in your Discord, right? Host, have this separate channel on Discord where people can post results they are getting, either with your free product or your paid product, right? Record all the calls and add them to your program. You can use Kajabi for that. Also slowly build your paid program in the back, right? So here's the thing. When you create a freebie, it's going to be based around some sort of subject, right? Weight loss, again, real estate, Shopify, whatever it is, right? As you create a freebie, if it's a successful freebie, if people actually want it, some of the people gonna want your help one-on-one, right? That is the reason why I think this is the best offer to sell. Being somebody's coach one-on-one based on the thing that you taught in that freebie, right? Based on the things that you teach in that freebie, you create a coaching offer around that, right? So what you can do is, as you do those coaching calls, you record all those calls and put it inside your program, and you slowly start building that program, because eventually we want to transition into selling the program instead of doing one-on-one calls, because this is not really going to be scalable, right? Now, this is how the traffic machine going to look like as you have that in the backend, that coaching offer, right? We're going to have traffic coming in from Instagram. We're going to be sending that traffic from Instagram the ways I showed you to that freebie. We're going to send from freebie, we're going to collect emails, right? Collect emails. And we also send people to the free community. From collected emails, we're going to have a planted upsell inside the freebie. So what you can do essentially is you can just have, want more help from me? Just a separate lesson saying, yo, do you want more help from me? I can help you one-on-one. Book a call down below to see if you're a good fit, and you would create a Calendly schedule call for those people who want to sign up for your one-on-one coaching call, your one-on-one coaching, right? And you would send people to that Calendly link, and they book a call with you. On that call, you talk with them, decide if they're a good fit, if they want more of your help, and sell that one-on-one coaching. The pricing I recommend to go with this, it would be starting from 500, going all the way to 2,000. But as you are a beginner, my honest advice would be, start as little as possible. A lot of people telling you, charge 5,000, charge 10,000 for one-on-one coaching. That is not realistic for beginners. If you're just beginning and you want to coach somebody on something, start with, $300, $400, right? For one-on-one coaching. Your goal right now is not to make money, but to validate if something that you're selling is good, and start building that product. As I started my paid product, my paid course, it started again so small. I started charging so little in order to, get momentum, get customers, and make it better. Okay. So make sure you plan that upsell later on. Once you have it figured out, once you figure out what you want to coach on, plan that one-on-one upsell in the backend. And the way it looks like is just that people can book a call with you, who go through a free product, and this is going to be very warm audience. They can book a call with you, and on that call you sell them. Right? And also, as you collect emails, start nurturing them via emails, sending them valuable emails around your topic. So if your topic is fitness and weight loss, send them valuable emails from time to time. I would say 2 emails per week, 3 emails per week, and just provide value, right? In each email, as you provide value, could have a small call to action saying, yo, if you want more of my one-on-one help, book a call with me, right? And you can start just promoting that call offer just for people to book a call with you, where you sell that one-on-one coaching offer slightly in your emails. Some of them, some of that audience can eventually book that call and purchase from you, right? Now, the goal with that call that you have is not to sell them. Just, the goal of that call essentially is just to talk with them, provide even more value. And if they want your help one-on-one, they're going to purchase because they're going to see that is the reason why we want our freebie to be very good. This is what's going to make the most selling for you, right? That freebie is what's going to make the most selling for you. And my honest advice on that call, just keep asking them questions, figuring out what their struggles are. And based on that, act as their friend and truly try to provide as much value. If you do that, the sales is yours. You would say at the end, look, I can really help you with this one-on-one. And if you want my help, this is the price I charge for 2 months of coaching. I'm gonna give you this. You're gonna get access to a private exclusive community. You're gonna get support from me 24/7. I'm gonna act as your online coach on the specific topic that you chose to create your freebie about, and we can go from there. This is not something that is gonna make you $1 million right away. This is something to just validate if what we're gonna sell has a demand, right? If you see that people actually purchasing your one-on-one coaching, you can slowly start turning that into a course, into a program, which is going to give you more leverage and scalability. Always remember, it's harder to find product market fit, aka find something that people want to buy, than to increase the price for it. So once you find something that people want to buy, double down. If you can get one sale for your coaching offer, digital product, or affiliate offer, doesn't matter what it is, that indicates product market fit, which means that if you can get one sale, you can get 1,000 sales. You just need more visibility, more reach, and more audience. Now, I'm gonna share a mastermind session I had with one of my program members, Ray. He went from $0 to $10,000 per month selling digital products using strategies he learned inside my program. In this session, he reveals his entire sales funnel, how he created this free product, then paid product, and more. This will help you better understand how to structure your paid product and the entire funnel.
All right, so this was the exact funnel I used to generate over $12,000 my first month creating content on Instagram. As you can see, just zoom in here, 12K. And then this is my paid community, and I have a monthly reoccurring of $583 every month. So yeah.
Okay.
I also grew my Discord to over 2,700 people just 45 days. So these were my achievements that I made. And yeah, everything I did was literally shown in the IG creator course. Okay, don't mind this. I don't know why I added this, but yeah, I basically watched the course like 6 times. Like everything that I've learned is literally in the course. So like there's nothing that you and I don't know. We both know the same knowledge, right?
Yeah.
So that free product, my free product was the Gumroad shown in your course again.
Yeah, you created a free product on Gumroad, like a freebie.
Yeah, basically like free value.
Yeah.
But yeah, and this is how I plan my paid product, right? So this is inside the free guide, and at the end of the free guide, I just have this text, just shows my paid product, right?
Okay.
And then my next step, and I can say like 25% of my revenue comes from email marketing.
Nice. It should.
Right. So yeah, this is my workflow. Then again, shown in the course is exactly copied identically 1-to-1. I just changed the text and I added my own stuff as well.
Oh, so you used the email sequences I gave.
Yeah.
And bro, those open rates are very good. By the way, those open rates are great.
Yeah, I got great open rates. Clicks. Yeah, everything is
very good clicks, amazing clicks, and good open rates.
Right. So how I promote my paid product or my free guide is using ManyChat. Then again, shown in the course, right? You show how to use ManyChat, and I just tweak it my own. I just added my own little things here. But basically, yeah, at the end of my video, I will just say comment, and then I'll send you a free guide, right?
Yeah.
And then so how I find how I get like my videos to blow up more is I do split tests on different videos, right? So I will post different variations of videos, and then if one goes viral, I will double down on it, and I'll just keep creating the same variation of the video, but I'm only changing the hook and the audio. That's about it. Next step, just high ticket offering, right? Because for my niche, I specialize in drop shipping, e-com.
Okay.
So my high ticket offer will be one-to-one mentorships. But then if let's say you're starting a team page, you can maybe offer a high ticket offer and do like a one-to-one mentorship to teach people how to grow
Yeah, teach
personally.
people how to grow a team page,
Yeah.
etc.
Then this high ticket offering. And yeah, just everything I've learned is literally in the course. So like I don't really need to do a lot of explaining.
And
Because,
what was the lower ticket offer? Do you have some sort of low ticket offer, or you just okay? So it's
Alright.
e-commerce. It's e-commerce essentially course
Yeah.
academy.
Yeah. So as you can see, like from the IT creator course, it's no really like it doesn't really relate to drop shipping, but I just implemented what I've learned from you and I put it in my
To
own
get
niche.
traffic, essentially to get
Yeah,
traffic
exactly.
for your product.
Exactly. So yeah, this is my product. All right, it's my Gumroad. Can you see my Gumroad?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is my my free product. I have two, but this is my main one. Free. Oops. Hold on. Let me go in.
And you only use TikTok and Instagram for traffic, correct?
Yes. I mean, I post on Twitter, but like I have like 300 followers, so it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Twitter. Yeah, it's difficult to grow.
Yeah. So this is my free product. Boom, boom. This is a YouTube video, me explaining how I made slightly over 6K in a single day drop shipping. And then
Nice.
in the free guide, I'm providing value, right? I'm giving out free value, which is so important. You need to be giving out something that's valuable, right? So this
Correct.
I'm exposing how I found winning products. And let's say you're growing a team page, you can say how I grew my team page to over 100,000 followers. Blah. This yeah. And then value, creating more value, preview store. And then here is where I plan my paid product. Right? So after the
Okay.
free value is given out, paid product, boom. And then yeah, call to action, and then more free resources here. And yeah, as
So
you can see,
yeah, you have everything here.
yeah,
Is there some
I-
sort of welcome email that people get when they join?
no, so far everything's in my workflow right here.
Yeah, so do you have a welcome email after they sign up? Yeah, this one, right?
Yeah, this one, yeah.
I would recommend to put it on delay to 0 hours so they get the email right away.
Right away, okay.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm
I
gonna
would
change
put
that.
it at 0 hours because people usually expect to get the welcome email right away when they join something because some of them could lose the access. All right, so by now you have everything in place to make money. Now I'm going to lay down the system for you to make this happen. And this system I'm going to show you is actually what I used to make $500,000 with digital products in the last 15 months. All right, guys, so this is the entire breakdown of my sales system that I pretty much used to make $500,000 with digital products. This is the system I, teach inside my programs. This is a system I used myself all this time, and I will break it down for you right now, okay? So what we're gonna need is, paid offer ready, email list that you have, Instagram account, you already have that, and ManyChat, right? You already have all of these. I don't know about paid offer. If you haven't built it up, you're most likely gonna need to have it, right? This is what you need. Paid offer, email list, Instagram, ManyChat, okay? That's it. And the main breakdown goes like this. We use Instagram. This is essentially the breakdown. I'm gonna show you the passive promotional strategy and active promotional strategy, okay? But the breakdown goes like this. We send people from Instagram to our freebie/lead magnet. It adds them to our email list. An automated email sequence begins. The first email, I showed you how to set it up, right? The welcome email. And I gave you by the way, there's a full welcome email example in this PDF that you can download. But then we also start sending automated emails. Automated email number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7. Presumably, this happens when you already have something to sell, right? Your paid offer. You can start by monetizing through selling something that is related to your free product and is an affiliate offer, right? There's a lot of them on the market. And you can pick, in places like Digistore, in places like ClickBank, you can find those offers there if you don't want to create your own, right? Email 1, email 2, email 3, email 4, email 5 is going to be based around value. This is where we're going to provide value in these emails. And the value is going to be based around your freebie, right? So if you're in a fitness space, we're going to solely provide value in these emails. In email 1, we're going to say, look, this is how you grow bigger legs. In email 2, this is how you eat. In email 3, this is the best foods to eat, increase your sleep, etc., etc. Just providing intense value. In email 6 and email 7, we're going to sell that offer, right? And this is going to go after 2 days. This one is going to go after 4 days. This one after 6. This one after 8. This one after 10. And on day number 12, we're going to start selling. And day number 7, we also going to sell. And this is how our email sequence is going to look like in the backend. We can set up, again, those email sequences on Gumroad and Kajabi. Now, inside my program, I provide exactly email sequences and scripts I used myself to sell my own products. You can take those email scripts and use in any other niche that you want. This is something I provide for my program members. And I hope you understand that I can't really share everything on these videos. It would be really unfair to the people who, paid for the program and got that knowledge from me. But this is at least the framework, how it looks like, okay? Another thing you need to understand is the LTV, lifetime value. This is something very interesting because as I analyzed my sales from my products, I realized one thing, and that is that majority of the people who got my free product purchased the paid product after a month, after 2 months. I can see the trend that people who get the free product usually do not purchase immediately. So understand that this is something that's going to come to you later on. You're not going to make the sales from everybody on day 1 as you promote it. Or, what's going to happen is that people are going to jump into your funnel. They're going to get your free product and, email 1, email 2, email 3, they're going to receive these 3 emails and boom, they're going to purchase right away out of nowhere without being promoted. Some people are going to purchase in emails number 7. Some people never going to purchase on these emails. And after a month, they're going to see a piece of content from you on social media. And they're like, you know what? I really like this guy. I'm going to go over and purchase that product. Your goal is to introduce them to your paid product and do whatever that you can to tell them, explain them the value of your paid product through your free product. And then the decision is on them. And most of the time, they make the decision later. Think of how you purchase something. Most of the time, you never purchase it right off the bat. It takes you time. You need to think about it. And that's totally fine. And yeah, that's the LTV explanation. Realize that you're not going to make sales right away. But now let's talk about what not to do. Okay, first things first, we got to know what not to do when promoting. Do not promote with your reels and post in general. Just use them to fuel your list instead. So never just promote a paid product saying, link in bio or link in my profile. Never even use these keywords. They're gonna ruin your engagement and there's no point in that. People don't like being sold. So don't do that. Do not say link in my bio again in your reels and post. This is a big engagement killer. Instagram itself doesn't like this keyword, so don't use it, okay? So don't do these things. And now let's move into active sales strategy. So this is what we're gonna do actively to promote the product. And then this is what we're going to do passively. So remember, sales are always happening in the background, whether you're promoting or not. So this is gonna be the strategy for passive sales. But with active sales strategy, I recommend doing it once or twice per month at most. And here's how to do it. Again, this is if you already have a paid product and offer. And that affiliate thing that I talked about, I think that's a very good idea if you don't want to build your own. Okay, so let's say you're an affiliate for something or you already have your own paid product. This is the strategy for active sales. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do one direct email promotion. And inside my program, I also share my top performing email promotions, right? So we're gonna promote the product directly. If I can give you best piece of advice is that, Directly promote your free product through results, showing somebody that got results with your free product, and in that way promote your paid product, saying, that there's limited spots available, adding some sort of urgency and adding some sort of discount for your list. So this is going to happen in one day. All of this is very important to do all of these in one day. So your list and your followers, your audience getting attacked from all different channels. We're going to post a story on Instagram that looks like this. Let me just show you that, okay? So instead of, direct linking to that product, we still going to use ManyChat. And you would need to set up a new ManyChat automation specifically designed to send invites for your paid product or that affiliate product that I told you. If you're going to be selling one-on-one coaching, you would set up an automation on ManyChat linking people to book a call with you where you sell that one-on-one coaching. And this is how I structured, for example, an email, like a story promotion for my own paid product. So, if you're, again, in the fitness space, you would say you can lose extra 20 pounds in the next 3 months. But most people don't know how to do that, right? You would show your results here, right? You would show your results that you're talking about. And then you would say, so I made the, fitness challenge program. Get my help and one-on-one support. And today I'm offering X amount of spots for X amount of off, and reply with fitness, reply with loss, reply with fit below to claim your spot, right? And then you would send either an affiliate offer or that calendar link where people can book a call with you and get that one-on-one coaching. Now, another thing I like to do, it's not necessary, but I also promote it with Reels, right? So this is how the caption would look like when promoting on Reels. But again, remember that if your Reel is not designed to generate comments and generate, those comments, essentially, it's not going to work that well. So remember how I showed you how to design a Reel for comments? That is the same way you want to create that Reel when promoting your paid product. You need to find ways to do it in a creative way, but this time to promote not a free product, but a paid product. Pro tip, I also recommend sending regular newsletters to your list, incorporating a subtle CTA for your paid offer in each one, while prioritizing direct value delivery first, right? So first, you provide a ton of value in your, email. And then at the end of it, you would say, look, there's adding a CTA either to that affiliate offer that I told you or to your own one-on-one coaching offer. This is how the passive sales strategy looks like. So we're going to be sending those value email newsletters with CTA. I just told you 2 to 3 value email newsletters per week, 1 to 2 stories per day, concluding free product promotions, customer results, your results, insights, value, and just life stuff in general for people to see that you're not a robot or just a salesman, right? You want to relate with your audience from time to time, provide value, new insights around your topic, in your niche, your results, customer results, free product promotions. 7 feed posts per week, 80% Reels for growth, as I talked before, 20% carousels value. If you're just starting out, this is gonna be only Reels. But if you're starting out, you're probably not creating a paid product yet. This is for people that already have some audience, okay? Remember, each thing you post should directly or indirectly impact your sales. Always keep this in mind before posting anything. Even if you're not directly promoting the product, it doesn't mean you're not selling. Sales should always be happening in the background. So every story that you post, every reel you post, every newsletter you send, even if they are not designed to sell a paid product, they're still selling that paid product in the background. Okay? And by the way, guys, I left all the softwares and resources I've used throughout this training right here in the PDF file. So you would just double tap on any of these and it will open up.
So this is the strategy I've used and perfected over time. Again, guys, remember that when you start out with your paid offer /MVP, your main goal is to validate your offer, get first customers, and start working with them. This will allow you to start building that product, that program, which is going to give you leverage in the long run, which is going to be that scalable product that you can sell. And when you start that way, you can actually build a much better quality product because you build it together with your customers. They give you feedback,
and you create lessons and insights based on that. That is why I believe either starting with one-on-one coaching, the way I showed you, or starting with affiliate offer, right? With one-on-one coaching, you're going to be able to start that way. You're going to be able to work with less people in order to get feedback from them and build a good course based on their feedback. Another very important thing to remember is that your first sale is always gonna be the hardest. That is why you should not try to be fancy and always do your best to get that first sale. Again, that first sale is not for you to just make money. It's for you to gain confidence and break a limiting belief that it's actually possible. Anytime I said no and let go of something, I always moved faster and with lighter speed. And right now, majority of you watching this video, you most likely know what you need to do. But the problem for most people is that they have all these distractions in their lives, pulling them in 1,000 different directions. And simply they do not have time to do the actual work. 4 hours of deep, focused work, either on this business that I just showed you or on anything else, will yield massive results for you. Trust me, it sounds and looks easy, but when you wake up tomorrow and you get to your computer and start working on this, you're not going to feel motivated. And don't think that you need to be motivated to start working on this. You will only start feeling that motivation as you start seeing some sort of result. And that's completely normal. Which means in the beginning, you have to do the boring work and you have to force yourself to work without seeing results until you finally crack something and you finally start seeing some sort of payoff. And the more you do it, the less willpower you need. But in the beginning is going to be the hardest. And even now, when I made, $500,000 and I have pretty successful business, I still find myself not wanting to do the work and not feeling motivated. So this happens to everyone. And when you start feeling these emotions that drag you down and make you avoid doing the work, remember that you will always feel good after you've done what you said you're going to do. There will never be a time when you regret doing the work.